Hey there, everyone. Sam from Audio Adventures here. And today I will be doing a speed paint of our wonderful Necromancer Warforged tomb. You can see here I'm just putting in every character and just trying to decide which one to go first. I end up deciding Tomb, indeed, because Tomb has the most drastic change in our podcast so far, at least. Some of you might have noticed that we haven't been uploading our podcast as frequently as of late, and the reasoning for that is actually for this. Well, not only this, but upgrading and overhauling of our podcast in general. As this takes time and we all have our jobs outside of this podcast, even though it'd be wonderful to do this full time. We are all working very, very hard to make sure that this experience for all of you is a very, very good one. And we want to make sure that we give you all the best sort of content that we can do. Also, it proves as a mental health break and to give our content on YouTube some differences, like playing video games is fun. I also think Tomb is one of our most complex characters to draw. He has the most moving parts I think I've ever seen on one of our characters. You can see there was a couple times where you can kind of see where I was giving homage to the pact that Tomb had made with one beholder named Zariel, with all the squiggly lines and the bulbs at the end of the squiggly lines. This is because this is going to be the updated graphic for Tomb at the end of this, with the golden boy Tomb, as we prefer to call him. This is actually my first ever speed paint that I have actually ever done, so if you all like it, please like and comment, and if you didn't like it, please subscribe. So you can see more of this content and see how we get even better. And if you like it, please subscribe anyways. Something fun about our D&D group, we all started as friends in college. We all met in college and we decided to get together. It was actually my senior year where I just got delved into one critical role, as, you know, many others have. And I decided, I wanted to tell my own story, which has been a whirlwind of the 3 years. Yes, it has been 3 years ever since then, and I absolutely cannot believe the amount of development that we all have done as storytellers and individuals since then. There are actually a number of quote-unquote archived episodes that it was more or less my note-taking that started us as recording. We would meet down in the basement of one of the dorm buildings that would be open. I would bring my... This is so funny to think about. I still have this Dungeon Master screen. I made it out of foam, and I glued a bunch of like old looking paper to it, and I drew like a bunch of D20s on the outside. I thought I was so cool. And then I had one D20 that said 20, and then on the other side it said 1, because it was the it was the balance of the D20s. I actually made a second DM screen then that has dragon wings on it, and it actually is like a wooden panel, and I painted it. If you guys would like to see it, I could post that on our channel sometimes. Please get in the comments and say if you would like to see it. But we met... Oh, was it Tuesday? Oh no, was it still Tuesdays? We play Tuesdays. We're a pretty consistent group, which I honestly am just so thankful for. We met weekly, which is, you know, a lot of people can't say that that their group does that. But we met weekly, and we played this campaign for about a year and a half before we finished it. And it was a wild ride. And yes, to answer all of your guys' questions already, this campaign is actually on backlog. We actually are in the middle of playing our second campaign right now. And if you guys want to see campaign 2 before campaign 1 is finished, please get in the comments, like, comment, subscribe. Please boost that algorithm. Hit the bell icon. If this video can get to 100,000 likes, I'll post campaign 2. I'll do it. It'll happen. You also get more. You all will also get more speed paints of me doing all of the other characters if that happens as well. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Tomb, his cherry blossoms, which I see myself trying to get perfect right now. That took some time. The story of Tomb's cherry blossoms is a story, definitely. It's less climactic. Tomb actually didn't always have those cherry blossoms. He always had a wooden arm of sorts. Oh my goodness, his wooden arm. His wooden arm used to be just a dangling sort of like almost broomstick, sort of just a dowel rod, just hanging off the side of him. And the D&D group all looked over and was like, well, Tomb only has one arm. We have to go fix that. So they made a deal with the king of the nation to give them an air balloon driven by a minotaur. Driven by their friendly neighborhood minotaur, which was powered by a wind elemental. And that was a whole side story. And they drove south to a city where they met a elfin artificer named Ziona, which actually you all will probably meet at the end of this campaign. she actually does pop back up. Ziona was an artificer that she's super interested in just experimenting on live subjects, as it were. And she got the go-ahead from the government, essentially, to take prisoners and use them as the subjects. And she never killed them. They weren't ever unalived or anything. But and they were given like food, and they were given like a good like housing situation. They just were strapped in a helmet all day. Sounds a little dark when you think about it, actually. But yeah, they met Ziona, and Ziona actually, of course, because when you meet an artificer, she's gonna need something. She asked them to go get some mithril that was up in a mountain, and when they came back, she would fix Tomb's arm. Which she did. There was a whole nother side story with that. The party came back, fixes Tomb's arm, and becomes the Tomb arm that we all know and love. And it becomes like this overgrown sort of like tree root on the side of this Warforged body. And everyone decides to, go back to the hotel. Well, in Zoomwell, which is the name of this town that everyone is in, that's just very forward technology-wise, very just they have it all. They go to this sort of like in Japan, those pod hotels where everyone sleeps just in a pod. Well, they also had a sauna. Tomb decides, because he doesn't sleep, to just go soak in the sauna, being a Warforged and everything, thinking it would help. He goes and sits in the sauna, and it just smells of sakura and cherry blossoms and just all these other sweet smells. And there's a bunch of things happening with Tomb at the time too. There's whispers in his mind of going, just urging him to go wreck temples of religious gods, of like Helm. Go wreck Helm's temple. Go do this. Go do that. And he's trying to resist this, just sitting in the bath, and he looks over, and these cherry blossoms start to just apparate on his wooden arm. And ever since then, cherry blossoms have just grown in Tomb's sort of exterior exoskeleton of his body. And that's the story about how Tomb got his arm and his cherry blossoms. It's a little less dramatic than you might think, but I quite like the story. Oh, look, we're almost finished. 2.5 hours goes by very fast, which is the amount of time it took to do this drawing, by the way. It was about 2.5 hours, which I'm surprised it didn't take longer, if I'm gonna be honest. I probably could have, really zoomed in on some areas. But I'm actually quite happy with how all of this came out to be. Here we see me just going like, oh, where'd that little splotch come from? Just, which layer is this on? So me jumping to each layer, trying to delete all of the little misplaced pixels. But truly, audio adventures and all my friends in this group have been a blessing. So if you guys are listening, thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you so much for letting me DM this crazy story and letting me DM even more with all of you guys. I truly love you, and I thank you for everything that you've done. And for all of you watching that aren't my players, please go ahead and watch our entire campaign. It is a labor of love, and we would love for all of you to experience it with us. And thank you guys so much for watching me draw the redesigned tomb in his Zariel Pact form. And if you're wondering what I'm meaning by that, please go ahead and go watch Pacts and Ladders. Thank you all again so much for watching the speed paint. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share with your friends. And please, please, please stay safe out there. And make sure you drink some water, beautiful. I'll see you later.